Imagine having, well, like a super powerful co-pilot right there in your pocket. Something that really transforms how you approach cruising or fishing or even just, a nice day sailing. Today, we're really diving deep into the Navionics boating app. It could be your next digital first mate. So our sources for this deep dive are some carefully chosen excerpts from a pretty comprehensive guide all about the app. And our mission for you listening is to kind of go beyond just the surface claims. We want to unpack exactly what this essential marine navigation tool really offers, where its strengths truly shine, and also, importantly, where you might need to think about its limitations. Personally, I'm quite excited about the promise of this kind of smart tech streamlining our time on the water. Having such a comprehensive tool just right there on your phone or tablet.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating here, I think, is how Navionics seems to bridge that gap. You've got traditional marine navigation practices on one hand, and then the sheer convenience of modern mobile tech on the other. We're going to look at this application not just as, another app, but as a potential shift, maybe, in how boaters interact with the marine environment, how it fits in, or maybe even becomes the main navigation aid.
Okay, so with that exciting promise in mind, let's peel back the layers. Let's see what this app actually does, starting with what's probably its most fundamental strength, the charts. They promise they're incredibly detailed, accurate, and importantly, up to date. Plus, the crucial bit, you can use them even without an internet connection. It's essential offshore, right?
Absolutely. That's foundational. So the core layer, your non-negotiable starting point, is the nautical chart. Think of this as the official rule book of the sea, but digital and constantly updated. It's packed with critical info, port plans, marinas, safety depth contours, nav aids like buoys and lighthouses, marine services, all that core data.
Right. The standard stuff you absolutely need.
Exactly. For any serious boater, this is the comprehensive data you rely on for just general navigation.
But then it gets really interesting, doesn't it, with sonar chart? This sounds like more than just basic depths. It's a high-definition bathymetric map layer.
That's right. So imagine like an incredibly detailed underwater topographical map. It shows every little hump, dip, and crevice on the seabed. This level of detail is invaluable for understanding, bottom structure,
Yeah.
especially good for fishing or scouting dive spots.
And the really cool part you mentioned, users can actually contribute their own live sonar data. So it's like building a living map.
Precisely. It moves beyond just passively looking at a chart. It becomes active, community-driven charting. It really changes how you might explore specific fishing grounds or check out potential dive sites. And beyond that, for some lakes, there's also sonar imagery. This shows bottom hardness, like sand versus rock, using vibrant colors, gives you an even richer picture. And of course, you've got satellite imagery, too, integrated right in, for seeing land and water details from, that aerial perspective.
So the charts are kind of the brain, the core intelligence. But what about the muscles, the planning and navigation tools that let you actually use all that rich info, like the Auto Guidance Plus feature? That sounds like a pretty big step forward. Planning a suggested dock-to-dock path based on chart data, nav aids,
Yeah.
even estimates arrival time, distance, bearing to waypoint.
Yeah, it really is.
For someone new to an area or maybe navigating near dusk, that sounds like more than just convenience, like a massive stress reducer.
It genuinely can be. And the app combines that with some powerful measurement and tracking tools. You can precisely mark important spots, record your actual tracks as you sail or motor along, measure distances between points, allows for both detailed pre-trip planning and real-time monitoring of your progress.
And supporting all this detail, you mentioned the daily updates. That
Okay.
sounds huge. Not just a new map once a year, but thousands of global updates every day.
That's the claim. Thousands daily, ensuring you're navigating on the most current data available.
Wow. That constant refresh cycle feels like a massive leap from old static charts. What's the practical impact of that daily refresh for boaters, especially in areas where things change like channels or sandbars?
Well, that level of dynamism, adapting to shifting sandbars, maybe new buoys or recent hazards almost in real time, it's a stark contrast to traditional charts. It offers a potentially much higher level of navigational confidence. And beyond just the charts themselves, the app provides essential environmental data too. Real-time weather, daily and hourly forecasts.
Okay, vital stuff.
Absolutely. Plus wind info, data from weather buoys, tides, currents, all crucial for planning and safety.
Definitely need that. And, in today's world, connectivity and sharing features are pretty key too. What does it offer there?
Well, it allows live location sharing. You can share your live position, tracks, routes, markers with friends or other boaters.
That's great for group trips. or just peace of mind for people back on shore, right?
Yeah, for sure. And connecting this to maybe a bigger boat setup, the plotter sync feature is quite neat. It lets you wirelessly transfer routes and markers and even update chart layers between the app and compatible chart plotters.
Ah, so it bridges the gap between your phone and the boat's main electronics.
Exactly. Makes it seamless.
And what about getting data out of the app or into it from other sources?
Good question. It supports GPX import-export. GPX is basically the universal standard for GPS data.
Right, I've seen that format.
So it means your saved routes, waypoints, tracks aren't locked into Navionics. You can easily move them to other chart plotters or mapping software. Gives you a lot of flexibility.
Okay, that's handy. And for real-time safety, anything like AIS.
Yes, it integrates with marine traffic monitoring, which is AIS automatic identification system. If you connect to a compatible AIS receiver on your boat, the app becomes like a digital lookout. It shows you other AIS-equipped vessels nearby, their position, course, speed, all in real time on the map.
Wow.
And you can set a safe range, get alerts if there's a potential collision risk, visual and audible alarms.
Okay, so we've kind of outlined what the app does, a lot of features there. But let's shift gears a bit. Let's focus on why these features really matter on the water. What are the real benefits for someone using Navionics?
Good way to frame it.
Well, the first advantage that kind of jumps out at me is just how comprehensive and accurate those charts seem, especially with the daily updates. It feels like you're getting a product that's always being refined.
Precisely. That constant stream of updates means you're likely navigating on some of the most current marine data out there. That's a significant layer of safety and efficiency.
And thinking about actually using it, the ease of use seems key. They talk about an intuitive interface that makes it accessible even if you're not, a tech guru, right?
Right.
For all levels of boaters.
Definitely.
For those of us who've maybe tried navigating with a paper chart that got wet, folded wrong, and then maybe blown overboard, the idea of having all this on a hopefully more durable mobile device is pretty appealing.
Huh. Yes, a very relatable point. Another critical advantage, especially if you go offshore or into remote areas with no signal, is the offline navigation capability. You just download the charts you need before you leave, and you're good to go. Provides real peace of mind.
Right. No internet needed once the charts are downloaded.
Yeah.
We touched on it earlier, but that advanced auto guidance plus really does sound like a powerful tool for planning safe, efficient routes. It's a big utility feature.
It is. And having that real-time weather and tide data right at your fingertips,
Yep.
well, that's just fundamental for good trip planning and on-water safety. Absolutely crucial.
What about the community side? You mentioned sharing earlier.
Yeah, the user community features foster a kind of collaborative environment. People can share info, experiences, could be fishing hotspots, hidden hazards they've found, anchorages.
Local knowledge, basically.
Exactly. That can significantly enhance your understanding of an area, drawing on insights from other boaters.
And for folks with existing gear.
The compatibility with external devices is a big plus. Chart plotters, sonar units, AIS receivers. It means the app can integrate into a larger system, not just be a standalone thing.
Oh, that's a...
And finally, maybe a big one for many people,
Yeah.
cost effectiveness. Compared to buying a dedicated, permanently installed chart plotter, Navionics boating is often significantly more affordable, especially if you already own a smartphone or tablet.
Okay, so it clearly presents itself as a really powerful and versatile tool. Loads of benefits. But all right, let's talk reality checks. For our listener who probably knows a bit about marine tech already, what are the trade-offs? The important considerations we need to keep in mind. It can't be perfect for everyone or every situation, right?
No, absolutely not. No tech is without caveats, and Navionics is no exception. First, and this is a big one for budgeting, is the annual subscription model. Those advanced features, the full updated charts, they require an ongoing cost. It's not a one-and-done purchase.
Right. That's crucial to understand up front. What else?
Then there's the whole reliance on the mobile device itself. Think about it. Bright sunlight on the water. Visibility can be a real issue on a standard phone screen.
Claire.
Battery life, too, especially with GPS running constantly. And just the overall durability. Is your phone or tablet really built for a harsh marine environment? Salt spray, potential drops, extreme temperatures?
Yeah, they're generally not as rugged as dedicated marine electronics.
Exactly. Which leads directly to the next point. It doesn't fully replace a dedicated chart plotter for everyone. While it's an excellent alternative, maybe a great backup or companion, a permanently installed plotter usually offers better durability, maybe better screen visibility, and definitely more integrated network connectivity.
Like connecting directly to radar or autopilot or maybe advanced sonar modules?
Precisely. Things a mobile app generally can't do on its own. So it's an amazing tool, but maybe not a complete substitute for, say, a serious offshore cruising setup.
That makes perfect sense. Okay, so for those experienced boaters thinking about that auto guidance plus feature, are there any like nuances or limitations even with the plus version?
Yes, definitely. Despite the advancements, auto guidance features can still be, well, somewhat basic in complex situations. It's incredibly convenient, sure, but experienced captains need to remember these systems aren't, thinking beings. They might not fully account for strong cross currents or sudden wind shifts in the way a human would, and crucially, they might not check bridge clearances.
Ah, yeah, that's a big one. Vertical clearance.
Exactly. So traditional seamanship, looking around, situational awareness, they remain absolutely paramount. You can't just blindly follow the magenta line.
Good reminder.
Okay.
Okay, anything else? Any smaller niggles?
Well, one thing mentioned in our sources, maybe a bit frustrating for some users, marker layer issues. Apparently, you can't easily hide the marker layer.
So if you save lots of spots, the screen could get cluttered.
Potentially, yeah. And adding to that, the marker names might not appear directly on the map itself, which could make quickly finding a specific saved waypoint a bit tricky sometimes.
Okay. Minor, but potentially annoying in the moment.
Could be.
All right, so when we pull all this together, what's the final verdict, the ultimate takeaway?
Well, I think it's clear Navionics Boating stands out as a really powerful, very versatile tool. It offers significant value to boaters of pretty much all levels.
Mm.
It genuinely excels whether you're, planning your trip at home on the sofa or actually out there navigating on the water.
Yeah, I agree. But it's really important for you, the listener, to go into it understanding that annual subscription model and also the practical limitations of relying solely on a mobile device in that often rugged marine environment. It's about weighing the incredible convenience and functionality against, well, the inherent demands of being out on the water.
Exactly, finding that right balance for your specific needs.
So here's something to think about, maybe a final thought to mull over. As these digital tools, like Navionics Boating, get more and more sophisticated for navigation, how might they actually reshape our fundamental relationship with the water itself? Does it challenge us maybe to find a new balance between the amazing convenience of technology and the timeless wisdom of traditional seamanship, the deep hands-on awareness of our physical surroundings, something to consider?